I want to speak about the seeker's journey. Seeker's journey on spiritual path is like a moth flying around the sun, and it keeps flying around the sun, but it wants to touch the sun, it wants to reach the sun, but it just is afraid of its light, and it's afraid of disappearing and really going to the center, really going all in, because somewhere deep inside, moth knows that as soon as the moth touches its light, its fire, it will disappear. So, yet the moth is okay. It's just a concept. The source is all there is. This ever-present sun, let's say, right? And it's always there. Or it's always shining. And the seeker is the imaginary self, the identity that we imagine ourselves to be. That's limited, that's the body-mind idea. And this body-mind idea searches for its source, which is itself. So the moth, all it needs to do, can you guess? Yeah. Go to the light, go within, go to the source, go in metaphorical way. There is no steps for that and path. Yet release, relax, let go, surrender. Go to source, go to the source of awareness, go to the awareness, stay with the awareness, be the awareness, touch the sun of your being. Until this moth, which is the mind, the identity, is no more. It is no more. As soon as it touches this resting place of being, presence, it's no more. Now you can experience this presence in many ways. Many people don't notice it when they are climbing, painting, surfing, running, nature, being in nature, playing with kids or cats. Like when you're really in the moment, in the flow, we call it also being in the zone, where there is all this doing appearing, but there is no mind. It's all one thing. When the doing, the doer, it's one. There is no separation. There is just presence. There's gaps where there is no psychological mind, and then we attach that we feel good when we do those activities. It's just these gaps when the moth is no more and it touched the source. So all there is the source. And meditation is the same thing. It's where you spend time being the sun, being with the sun, touching your source within, being the awareness, being aware that you are aware, and just not interested in animals flying around. They can fly around, but you remember yourself as the source, as the sun. And it's not even remembering, but you are that. It's just that when mind is brought back to it, quote unquote, all there is the sun. Another metaphor that came to me for the seeker's journey, it's like some people think they need practices in order to be themselves, and nothing wrong with it. It's also the source playing as practices, So the seeker doing all the practices is like you're running on a trail towards the cliff, and the cliff is really calling you, and that then there is just water, then there is ocean after the cliff, and I don't know, this view is just calling you from within, and you run there. And so running the path towards the cliff is the seeker's like efforts or dedication or practices, earnestness, and really deciding to sit in meditation and do this yoga and inquire into the nature of one's being, go on retreats, and this is the seeker running towards the cliff and jumping and letting go, in a way, letting go. So this jumping part, so practice is like the path you run, and in the end, this jumping part is where the seeker realizes, I can't do anything more to be that, to realize myself. When the seeker hits the wall and says, yeah, I surrender, I let go, do whatever you want to do with me, life, I trust, I completely, yeah, thy will be done. This is the jumping part from the cliff. And then what happens? Nothing. Then it's just the gravity. The source pulls the seeker towards itself, eats it up. The gravity brings this jumper down into the ocean, all by itself. There was never any effort done anymore. So can one jump from the start and not run the path? Yes, but that requires, such a faith and such a desire of the mind to give itself up, because jumping may mean death for the seeker and for the mind, and it's not so dramatic, but the mind makes it dramatic. So in a way, one can let go any moment and see themselves for who they are. In a way, there is no need for practices, and all there is source. Yet not everyone is always ready to or ripe, or it's just not time for that complete surrender and giving up the worldly identity, because it gives us something. It feeds something in us. We like our stories, we like our little dramas, we like being someone because it means something to us. It's special. It's interesting. It's like a character in a book. It goes on all these pilgrimages, journeys, searching for some grail. It is interesting, and the consciousness loves it also. So not everyone is meant to awaken or realize their being at all, or immediately. But if you feel the call, the pull of that gravity, and you may need to run a little bit and do these practices and circle around, take another trail, derail from it, and go back to the trail again. Then, in a way, we can see it as grace or source already is calling you, already decided that this is where you're going. And it will happen sooner or later. And the journey, the trail towards the cliff is also interesting. It's full of all these different experiences and peculiar light beings and dimensions. But, so you may get a little bit stuck there because it's so colorful and so, wow, like high. It's so high here and I've been low, and let's stay here for a while. Like I don't want to jump yet. I'm not sure. Maybe if I hang out with angels or like with the unicorns, then yeah, they can tell me how to jump. Okay, I'm joking. All you need is to jump, in a way. And jumping is also, in a way, it's all predestined for the seeker, for the character, for the story of the book. It's predestined when and how and so and so and so. So, and everything is real, in a way. Everything is real because there is only truth, there is only reality. Um, yeah, so whether you're running, whether you're jumping, surrendering, it's all divine orchestration. But my point was with this metaphor that just jump from the cliff if you're ready, if you want to. Nothing else needed, meaning surrender fully. And that may include acceptance of death of an identity, acceptance, anything that may come after it, anything. That's the willingness to give up all. You can scan your life where you have attachments, what you can't give up, what really holds you, from surrendering. It can be your children, it can be your work, it can be your partner, it can be your status, your fame. That's why there is so much emphasis in spirituality on like that for poor it's easier to enter heaven, which is like a metaphor, but it's just the attachments. You can have all these things and give up the inner attachments, surrender them, meaning surrender to source, surrender to God, surrender your daughters, your sons, your partner, surrender all to the flow of life and know that they will be taken care of. It means that you surrender the control. That's what you surrender. You surrender the control. That is not up to you. And then that's not scary. That's very beautiful. That's inviting the spirit, the source, into those spaces within your life, within you, into those activities, and everything starts to flow more beautifully. So whether you are surrendering bit by bit, your psyche, what's in your psyche, or it's all burning down at one moment. Yes, it's not everyone is ready, and not everyone needs to jump straight away. It could be harmful. That's why for the psyche, one needs to mature through life experiences. That's what I see. Life is the best guru. Life is the guru, the teacher. And if one is sensitive enough and not fighting life, but actually receiving the guidance and direction and messages from life itself through situations, people, and reflection of, getting really like more silence in the mind and listening to life, what life wants you to do, where it's calling you, and surrendering those preconceived ideas of how things should be. Not resisting life. And life will always, it's like a river. It will find its way through the stones, and then maybe you don't even need to jump if you follow the river. Then it just smoothly will bring you into the ocean. That's how I felt like it happened. Yeah. And when you realize yourself as one with life, then you are the river that flows into the ocean. You're not a separate person that's jumping from the cliff. I hope you're following my metaphors. I'm an artist, so I have this visuals that I picture, like how to explain things with words and painting with my words. But I hope it's clear. Eee. Mm. Mm. It's cool to hang out with beings that are in the ocean, or go to the ocean, that love the ocean. By ocean I mean source. That are close to the source, to the truth. It's cool. It's really enriching. So thank you for being here. Yeah. And when you are in the ocean, when you are the ocean, in a way you see everyone else as this ocean as well. So there is no separation. Just wanted to add that then all perspectives are my perspective. Because water, if you pour water into any shape, any glass, any kind of cup, the water becomes the shape. So when you realize yourself as the ocean, as water, you actually can put yourself in the shoes of every perspective, every person, and understand what they're going through. Even they're completely far out of, not even, not into these things. They still are source. They still have, they still are this. There is no then labeling a judgment separation. It's all one. Okay, that's. I really enjoyed this talk, and hope it brought something beautiful to you. At least some smile or giggle, or do something nice for yourself, and enjoy yourself. Enjoy journey of the moth, traveling to the source. What's the journey to the ocean? Sounds nice, right? Everyone loves ocean. Well, not everyone, but most. Thank you for being. Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. Bye bye. There are kitties I wanted to show, but they're in the bush. Bye. And comment your thoughts if it's clear with my analogies. It's so fun. I love this so much. Love you so much. Bye bye.